fantastic shots like that. These days, it's quite crowded. It's one of the most popular tourist sites in Egypt, the mortuary temple of Queen Hatshepsut, and of course, the Valley of the Kings. So, Francois, why don't we talk about why to travel to Egypt in the coming years, 25, 26, and 27? Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll go clockwise very briefly. I'm just going to go by the slides. You see right there the stiff pyramid that you mentioned. Um, it was damaged in an earthquake in the early 90s, and it had scaffolding all over it for 14 years. So that's all been cleaned up and gone. They put in a new walkway, so it's all new. It's cleaned up, and on the other side are the Hippo-style hall from the Karnak, and they've been cleaning them. So you see all the beautiful colors come back out again. And in the bottom right corner, they did something that I thought I'd never see in my life, and I was wishing, and I said, well, I wish someone would have this great vision of reestablishing the 2 kilometer route from Karnak Temple to the Temple of Amun at Luxor. It's all lined with sphinxes, and it's 2 kilometers long. You see it right there restored. In order to do this, they had to take a road out. They had to put in another bridge. They had to remove the Presbyterian church and things like that. There's been a lot of work put into it. And of course, the other temples, they've been cleaning them. The colors are really restored, and they're improving access to the different temples and the Giza Plateau, which we'll talk about shortly.
Yes, and of course the new museums, and we'll talk at the end about the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is opening. It is open, 12 halls are open, but it won't be until I think the date is November 4th that it will be open to the public. It's actually going to be closed. Those of you who are going next week or whatever, it'll be closed between October 15th and November 4th. Because they're moving all the Tutankhamun objects in, but so much excitement. Here is a little welcome to, there is the old museum, the big neoclassical building. You see the Nile. This is not a quiet city. It's a vibrant, alive city. Here's the Cairo Tower. This is the view from our hotel. We love to always have rooms with a view when we arrive in Cairo. I might have taken this video from the Ramses Hilton. We usually stay at hotels like the Fairmont. We're actually staying at the Four Seasons Residence in the March, but we do nice hotels. Just a few fast facts really quickly, Francois, though.
Yes, actually, Cairo, largest city in the Arabic world, over 22 million and growing. And it's been capital of Egypt since 969. And also known as the city of 1,000 minarets. And this was one of the largest cities in the world in the Middle Ages until the plague, the Black Death of 1347. So very exciting place.
And it's just a little bit busy on the roads. The most dangerous thing you will face when you travel to Egypt, for people who are a little worried, is possibly crossing the street, driving. But I've never seen an accident. I don't understand, Francois. I don't know how we've never seen crazy accidents and people just somehow find a way through the traffic, no white lines on the road.
Well, there's a lot of bumps and scratches on some of the cars, so they must rub shoulders, I guess, once in a while. But no, we haven't seen anything serious. And the pedestrians just seem to time it right in order to cross the street.
So tip, if you're crossing the street, follow an Egyptian or just stay in your tour bus and get across the street on your tour bus. That's all I can say. So what makes our tours different? We really see Cairo. I really like to spend time, a lot of tours. It's in Cairo, pyramids, maybe the Saqqara, and out to Luxor if you don't have a lot of time. But I really think you're missing something if you don't go to the medieval city, not just to shop in Khan al-Khalili, but to understand the history. There's the largest concentration of Islamic architecture. And walking down Al Mouy Street, we always, with our pre-tours, we try to give people this experience. I'm going to play a couple of little quick videos for you. This is Bab Suela, the minaret on the southern wall of the Islamic city of Cairo. And we are on the wall. We've climbed up, and it is breathtaking here. You get views of the city and all its beautiful medieval architecture and its squalor. In front of me is a 15th century mosque, the dome of it. We can see the street, Al Nawi Street, that we have walked down from the gates of Bab Fatou. Here they hung the corpses of sultans they had executed over the years, wonderful processions, 1,000 years of history on the walls at Bab Zuela. This is another video of me entering Bab Zuela, but I think to save time, we don't want to spend too long, but the medieval city, we love to give people special experiences and tell people what they're looking at in there and make our way to very special places along there. We also do just special Sufi music dance show. It's unbelievable. This is in a 15th century building in Venezuela, and we take our group to see this incredible troupe. Not to be missed. It's a really, really fabulous show. So special experiences like that dance troupe, like eating in unique places along Al Mawiz and touring through there. But also we go to, again, very, very unique characteristic restaurants, right, François? What's happening in the bottom of that? I love the picture in the bottom right.
Yeah, that's there's the Egyptians love their bread. They can't go without their daily bread. And so it's all baked fresh daily, early in the morning, and it's transported like that to different venues. And a lot of these little bakeries are just sometimes just little shops on the streets. The bread's just delicious, actually.
Yeah, you cannot be keto when you go to Egypt. And also the fresh juice. Oh my goodness. The fresh lemon with mint. There is Colleen, and I think she's doing an orange carrot juice in the morning. I love that. But the food, if there's one word I can have for it, it's fresh. And we go to very beautiful places to dine. And you want to try some of the local food. Kosheri. We found this wonderful kosheri place in Cairo that we sometimes take our groups. It's very famous. It's a dish that's perfect for vegans too, with rice and pasta, right? And chickpeas and onions and tomato sauce. It's delicious.
Yeah,
What do you
absolute.
what
Go
do you
ahead,
love
sorry.
here?
I like the different tagines. They're all cooked in their ceramic jars and the ceramic bowls, and various various meats, and you can have it meatless as well, and it's full of the spices of the Middle East. It's excellent. And I know you say it's keto friendly, not so much. If you choose to do that, you easily can. The Egyptians really love their meats, um, right? Seriously, the lamb, the lamb and the beef and the chicken is usually served at every meal. So,
Yeah,
so
you can
you,
go, you certainly can eat easier. It's more easy to go vegetarian, I think, than it is keto, simply because the bread and the rice and the pizzas, like they're very,
yeah,
very good at their wheat products. So anyway, some of the places we take our groups, again, we have the benefit of traveling with less than 20. Often our tours are 12 to 20 people. And so we go to beautiful places, our old archaeology houses, that special place in the Giza Plateau. So that's one of the things that we like to do. You seek out interesting places if you aren't on our tour, or come along. Let us show you where we go. Now, one thing you should understand is there's many museums in the city of Cairo. Oh gosh, I could rhyme them off. The Coptic Museum, the Islamic Museum, the Agricultural Museum, but there's three that you should see. We cover them all in our tour. First of all, it's the Old Egyptian Museum of Cairo, the Interior Square, the famous one. Second, which I think is really worth visiting, it's a gem of a museum, jewel of a museum, the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization. It's near the Coptic area. It's home to the mummies. And of course, I mentioned the Grand Egyptian Museum. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the presentation. It will be next month, or in 2 months from now, home to all of Tut's treasures, and it is the world's largest archaeological museum. So just a quick view. Francois, I adore this museum. What do you love about the old museum?
Well, yeah, you're right. It dates from 1902. And it has some of the classic pieces of sculpture in stone that the ancient Egyptians are famous for. You see some of them right here in the photos that you have right there. Um, you have Khafre right here. Um, and this is from different angles, and this is absolutely sublime. If you look at the statue from the back, you think you're just looking at a hawk perched perched on a wall or a slab. And if you look at it direct face on, you don't even see Horus the hawk wrapping and protecting the headdress of King Khafre.
And how
It's
Horus
sub
was the symbol of the living king. So this is an age of god kings. It's one of like I interviewed the Cairo Museum director, what is her favorite piece and the best piece? This one. Here's another wonderful mortuary statue. It is the oldest painted large private statuary of a prince and his princess dating from before the Great Pyramid. This is the older brother, possibly, or half brother of the guy who built the Great Pyramid, who had his little Dr. Phil mustache, so he'd be recognized in the afterlife. Absolutely beautiful painted limestone.
And if you look at her, at you can tell she's wearing a wig on top of her natural hair.
Yes.
It's
Anyway,
really stunning.
so we lots of beautiful things, but then there is another fabulous museum, very modern. That one is old. This one is extremely modern. It's built on its own artificial lake. It's called the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization because it will walk you through the crafts and like from prehistoric times all the way to the Islamic age. But in the basement, they have the mummies, the royal mummies. We're in the main floor of the National Museum of Civilization, and I love how this is organized. It's organized chronologically. You can see some of the early flint blades initially. There's the Pyramid Age, and it carries on. What are you seeing over there in the corner?
Greco-Roman, you see two columns.
Ah, Greco-Roman.
Coptic period.
The Coptic
and then the
period.
Islamic period.
And then you go around the room in this main exhibition hall, and you get to the Islamic period. And there we have the famous tents. And what do we have in the middle of the room? You have this beautiful circle, this open area where you can gaze down on Hall of the Mummies. So I didn't want to run the whole video clip there, but you get the idea of that museum. You go downstairs. No cameras are allowed in the Hall of the Mummies. You can usually take pictures in the museums freely. Your iPhone, certainly. The gem is kind of particular about bringing selfie sticks, but you can use your iPhones. You can see what you can do, but the Hall of the Mummies, no. Pyramids of Giza, of course. It's a lot has changed there. There's a lot to see. Right, Francois? Talk a little bit about what you can see at the pyramids.
It's they've redone the whole site and have made it a lot easier for people to walk and move around. Before that, people had to step up and down over broken stones and an uneven floor. So it's a lot easier for people that have issues walking. Also, in the past they used to guarantee that at least one was open, but now they're going to at least two, and which is great. And actually, when we were there, Menkauri's pyramid was open for the first time,
Oh,
and
yes,
it
that's
had
right. Do you want to talk
and
about this visitor center and the new entrance for a minute?
yeah, this is also brand new, and it's been relocated. In the past, um, you used to come in and along one side of the Great Pyramid. Now what they've done is they've relocated this to the north side, and they've provided options, shuttle buses, and people could with different stops. So the plateau is very large, and you can stop and at any one at choose and just get back on, hop
It's
off.
amazing that they now actually have a proper visitor center with displays.
Yeah.
This opened in April, so we have not yet been to this new entrance experience. They want to protect the monuments, get all the big buses away from the archaeology. That was one of the motivations, and bring it into the modern age, for goodness sake. So, new experience with electric buses, with entrances, museums. And as I mentioned, our tours go inside the Great Pyramid. I'm going to skip this little video on this one, but there's another one I'm going to play here to show you how amazing it is, this marvel of ancient engineering inside the Grand Gallery. Here we are at the Grand Gallery. It's an engineering marvel inside the Great Pyramid of Khufu. And it's when you stop stooping down and you can climb up and walk. So I'm going to climb up. Not too hard at all, really. Here I go. Ooh, thank you. And there it is. Look at this. Look how high it is. Snefru, who was Khufu's father, innovated this corbelling technique. And really, this Grand Gallery serves to offset the enormous weight above of all the stones. But look how beautiful this was made in 2550 BC, 2600. Fantastic. Inside the Grand Gallery. And again, with the new Nine Pyramids view, you get wonderful views of the backside of the plateau. And you can, François, do you want to talk about what we see here?
You'll see, this is a very unique view, and it was not available in the past. And with this restaurant, you can see it now, and you can see it now as one of the stops. There's the backside Menkaure, the small one, and the Three Queens Pyramids that goes with it. There's the middle one with Khafre, and then on the right, this is Khufu's. That's the Great Pyramid. What's interesting is you can see that Giza, which is the suburb, comes right up to the edge of the plateau. So the city comes right up to the plateau.
And under that city, what remains lay? They're looking for Khufu's palace now. The problem is there's so much habitation, there's so much development of modern Cairo is sprawling out there, so it's hard to get to all the archaeology under Cairo. And I mentioned this fantastic restaurant. Tell us a little bit about the Sphinx. We always go after we have lunch on the plateau, and then going out, you visit this incredible structure.
Yeah, actually, you get great access to the Sphinx. You enter through the valley, through the Valley Temple, and actually this is the closest you'll get to the Sphinx is on this particular angle, and you're able to go around it. But the other side obviously can only be viewed from the road, so it's actually a very, very close access to the Sphinx, and you can easily see that a lot of the major some of the work that's done on the Sphinx, it was actually cut stone. The Sphinx itself, the face may have been carved, but the paws and the hindquarters is actually cut stone, sculpted stone to make it look like a reclining lion.
Little story to tell you here. Look at this. This is Anas, one of our reps. We always have lots of assistants on our tours, and this lovely lady, Nancy, had booked our tour before COVID. And she came with us finally in 23. And by that time, she was a little bit, her walking was really hard. So she arrived, but she still did every site. All she needed was a little arm, and she made it through each site. We really accommodate different abilities. Of course, did she go into the Great Pyramid? She might not have gone into the Great Pyramid,
No.
but she did most things. Anyway, Saqqara is an incredible site, and you can see the kind of access we get with our small groups and our fantastic guide. We've got one of the best guides in Egypt. He's actually stopped by the other guides, and we're told that guy's the best. His name is Nabil. He was an architect, and he is an Egyptologist. And there he is telling us the story of this massive, François, the step pyramid is not just, Saqqara is not just the step pyramid, is it?
No, it's not. It's just a vast field of sculpted buildings, and other monuments. And we get to walk around it. And actually, we also get to enter the step pyramid as well. And this is actually a modern cut. And it takes you right and inside, and you can take a look straight down 90 feet down, and to look at the burial chamber. And this was all cut from rock,
was sunk
and
deep.
there it is.
Actually, it was redone.
So that looks kind of miniature, but you're 90 feet up, and that little plug that you see, round plug, actually weighs about 3.5 tons.
About
So that's a new thing since COVID that you can actually, when they opened that up, it was so crazy. Egypt can be so insane. March of 2020, the step pyramid is open, the tunnel's underneath. Everybody is at home with their masks on, not going anywhere, but they stage this big opening. Us being the crazy people we are, we actually went in 2021 and went underneath. But now the tours you do it might be a little bit of an extra ticket. Also at Saqqara, you see amazing things, right, Francois? These incredible private tombs.
Yes, that's right. And this is one of my favorites. It's actually the largest. The tomb of the mayor, his name's Mereruka. And you see him, actually, it's also very unique. Every tomb has a false door where you could lay offerings and things like that, and where the spirit would come out, right, and partake in the offerings. Well, here we are. Mereruka's walking out the door. So this is a very unique tomb. It still has the original paints, and the Old Kingdom, the tombs show the ideal. The ideal was the country life, the Garden of Eden as being paradise. So it's full of spectacular scenes of every animal and plant you can think of. And they're fascinating tombs compared to the tombs in the Valley of the Kings that have all this extremely weird religious imagery.
Yeah,
And
we can't show all the daily life scenes, but usually people love the Old Kingdom tombs because it's really hunting and fishing and cool
yeah,
animals. But we also love to try to get an all access pass. So if our guide says, "Oh, I know that tomb guard. Oh, this has just been open," we get in there. So here we are in the tomb of Mehu that had just been restored and opened. It has the most beautiful false door. And Francois just told you about the false door. They don't need a real door, it's just for the spirit to pass through. So these ornate painted walls as doors, behind which and deep into the earth, the deceased was buried. And somebody just emailed me today. I don't know whether John's on the call. I often get this question: do your tours do the Serapeum? Yes, they do. Not all tours do. Tell them what the Serapeum is, Francois.
Serapeum is the burial location of the sacred Apis bull, and it's not just one that you see here. There are over 30 of them, and just the slabs of granite alone, like that top piece that you're looking at, is out of solid granite, and I think it weighs over 30 tons. So just the tomb itself is spectacular
Not just
to
one. There's
visit.
like, what,
Over 30.
30? Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's another picture. This was our group from last November. We had a very multicultural group, which was great. And Urukpta, look at the beauty of this tomb with those statues. Why all the statues? Because if something happens to the body, the spirit needs to recognize itself, come together. The Ba and the Ka, different aspects of the spirit, need to come together to transcend into an Ak for the afterlife. So that was the safeguard. The other thing you see at Saqqara is the pyramid from the 5th dynasty, so about 100 years or so after Giza, that has text. They're working out their religious ideas. This pyramid is unbelievable, and the magical spells that are in there and the tricks they play on the walls, it's just something to behold, to go inside. And this is tomb of Wenes or Unas, and I'm pointing to his name in a cartouche. Dashur, we've already spoken about. Just giving you an idea of what Dashur looks like. It's really exciting. I have a little slideshow on Dashore. You want to comment, Francois? It's tough. These pyramids are hard, right?
Yeah, yeah, but we go in and you have to be used to small, tight spaces.
And there's other things to do outside. So those who don't go in, walk around and see really exciting things on the outside. I mean, look, you can really see how they constructed this pyramid, and it still has its casing stone. But the best thing about travel to Egypt, certainly it's the history and the monuments, but the Egyptian people, I love their sense of humor. They're just so funny. What do you think, Francois? What do you love about the Egyptians?
Yeah, they have this joie de vivre, and it takes very little to get them to either sing or to dance. And in spite of some of their living conditions, um, they're a lot, they're a happy lot, happier than a lot of us, I would think.
Yes, they're not as jaded, for the
No.
most part. Okay, so we're gonna go south now. We're gonna leave the Cairo area and I was gonna tell you a little bit about our tours quickly. We have a tour in a month. If you're a last minuter, contact me. There might be possibility of joining it. I don't know. Crazy to say that. We've only got 12 people. We're getting in to the Grand Egyptian Museum 2 days after it opens, the Tut Hall's open. It's an extra long tour because I miscalculated the days and I'm giving everyone an extra night. So it's 62.95 USD, incredible price. It's an almost all-inclusive tour. It's great. So if you're interested. But I have to check. You'd have to email me and I'd have to check if we could still accommodate someone. It includes everything, a 3-night Nile cruise, all the stuff you've seen, Aswan, Abu Simbel, etc., and a special Winter Palace final gala dinner. Okay, now this is the one we just opened up, and it's also fantastic. Of course, the prices go up every year. So this one, but you get a 4-night Nile cruise with this one. So this is really wonderful and it's 65.95. It's got everything. It's got the gem. So we do have availability on this one, November 2nd, 2026. So I would ask, email me. I'll put you on the priority list. We'll get you booked and you can get planning. They do sell out quickly. Like our March Grand Tour is done. It's finished because everyone is going to Egypt now. And they all want space. So this is a very special tour. However, if you're a lady or know a lady who wants to share, I might have one lady single share. And this one goes through Egypt, through the heart of Egypt. And we have deluxe cruise ship, the Sonesta St. George. We have the Four Seasons Residence. It's really, really exciting. And our March 2027 tour, if you're interested, please email me. I'm planning something super special. I don't have the prices yet. It'll probably be a dahabeah or a small boat going Cairo all the way to Luxor, or at least between Luxor and Aswan. Interesting places, the gem, the pyramids, the King's Valley, Abu Simbel. Yeah, you can join the priority list for us. And the other thing that we're doing a lot more of is custom tours. I've been working on 4 of them this fall. One for a beautiful couple in California who wanted to go for a month. And they had certain pace that he wants to take it a little slower. He's got some health issues, but they want to see the whole thing. So I've done that. Then another couple, Linda and Damien, I've just done a custom tour for them. They're coming in from Istanbul. They want to do certain things, travel in a certain way. There's another lady who wants an absolutely deluxe tour. I'm working on one for her, including Jordan, including Sharm el-Sheikh. So this is your dates, your pace, your budget. I can do your own tour, and it's different than the generic tours with their set schedules and big company markups. What I do is I charge $300 per trip, and I work with you and give you a beautiful custom itinerary. What's it like to travel in Egypt? When is the best time to go? All of these questions you might have. Definitely the best time to go is between October and April, right, Francois?
Yeah, that's right. But it's a bit narrower than that because in January it can get fairly chilly or cold at night, and actually rare for Egypt. I think almost at least once a year, and it's just started over the last 6 or 7 years. They've actually had snow in the north. They haven't had snow for 100 and I think it was 103 years or something like that. Now they seem to have snow at least in one location. So it gets a bit chilly
If you
at
don't
night
mind
in January.
wearing a
So
jacket, if you don't mind
yeah.
wearing a ski
So the
jacket,
best time to go really are the times that we usually do our trips, right? October, November, usually the best months to go because you're away from the heat in the summer heat, and also in the spring. But you have to be careful in the spring, which is why we usually go in March, April, because you have to make sure that you skip. There's a couple of weeks where they get sandstorms.
and they
So
have Ramadan, and that means
yeah,
that the sites close early. So
that's right. So we've after going there every year or at least a couple times a year, we've been doing this for a while. We've narrowed it down to these are the ideal times to go.
a lot of people ask, is it safe? It's the question we get all the time. Oh my goodness. I grew up in Toronto, Ontario, and some of you are also from there. I grew up in Midtown Toronto. I've traveled all over. I feel safer in Cairo than I do in Toronto. I think enough said. London, Paris, New York, pick a US city, Toronto. It's safer in Egypt because they're taking care of their travelers. We've had no instances, but don't take it from me. We're here at the pyramids. We have just arrived. Come on in this shot. And I am here. There's Rick and there is Zoe. And behind me, oh, we've got lots of other people. We've got Dave, we've got Gina. Look at this. Kathy. Okay, how do you guys feel being in Egypt? Well, you were a little bit worried, some of you, to come, weren't you?
It's
The most amazing
unbelievably
experience so far.
And are you scared?
amazed.
Never.
No?
Very, very safe.
Very safe, yes? Were you a little bit worried when you came?
A little, but within minutes, I realized that this is the best place to be at the moment.
Ah, very, very good. Yes, everybody. And what amazed you about coming here, guys? What has surprised you so far?
I think the welcoming nature of the people who live here, the Egyptians have been fantastic. Everyone is super polite, super respectful, and friendly. Couldn't be a better place to visit.
And what would you say to people who are saying, I don't know about going to Egypt right now, it's a weird time in the world?
Crazy people.
It's I understand, but we feel perfectly safe. Yeah.
Thank you. We're here at the pyramids. Look. Yay! Oh, I love that group. We have such great groups. We have so much fun. This was November 2023, a month after the October 7th event in Israel, and we had Jewish people join us. So there you go. So thank you. I think someone's putting questions in the chat. We'll get to them very soon. Also, I just wanted to mention, I mentioned about that lady who booked before COVID and she had some issues walking before. We cater to lots of different ages. We have people from there. We have someone who's 22 years old joining us next month. She's an archaeology grad student. We're going to have so much fun. I've had 39-year-olds. I've had people in their 20s, 30s, all the way into their 80s. So really, it's all ages. And here's some examples of people who've traveled with us. Darius in his late 20s, never been further than, or it's Roz, I think, than Buffalo. He'd only been to Buffalo. He's from Coburg, Ontario, where I'm from. So it was like a huge eye-opening trip. Laura in her mid-80s who went into every pyramid and then closed down the bar every night. She's from Revelstoke, BC, and tough lady. And Ken in his late 70s, we'd lose Ken sometimes because he was crashing weddings. So he was having a great time, a guy from Texas. And Ashley, a businesswoman in her early 30s, had a phenomenal time, wanted to read everything when she got back. Just a variety of different people, different ethnicities, and we just have a fantastic time. Taking you to Aswan. This is such a beautiful place, isn't it, François? What are we looking at here?
From the balcony.
Yeah, you're looking at
Hotel.
a classic hotel. It's the Cataract Hotel. That's the hotel where Churchill stayed, and Agatha Christie wrote, Death on the Nile. And so here you see the Nile boats, and you see the island in the middle of the river. This is the island of Elephantine, and you're seeing the old temple to Khnum, the ram god, and then you see the hills in the background, the desert, the western desert framing it. You're looking at this is called the first cataract. So this is where the Nile, in a sense, narrows, and you have granite outcroppings that would impede the flow of traffic in the river. It's actually, I find it's the greenest part of Egypt, actually.
That was very well done. Thank you, Francois. Love it. And you have to go for tea at the Old Cataract. You must go for tea or drinks at night. We try to do that.
On the
Unfortunately,
terrace, yeah.
yeah, we don't stay at the Old Cataract. Do you know how much it is to stay at the Old Cataract? Actually, I think Carol is doing this. I'm doing a custom tour. I think it's 1,500 a night. The prices are unbelievable. So if you'd like to go on a $15,000 tour to Egypt, we can stay there. But we stay at other 5 stars, like the Movenpick Hotel, which is extremely nice. Here is the Temple of Philae. Do you want to talk about that very, very quickly about this incredible site?
Yeah,
I notice a lot of tours have it that you pay extra to go and visit this. We never miss the Temple of Philae. You shouldn't miss
yeah,
it.
it's crazy. You have to reach this by boat, right? So you take a little boat out, it's on an island. And actually the temple, because of the great high Aswan Dam, the temple was on another island, which is now flooded. So they carved every stone, and they've moved it to this little island here. This is a beautiful shot. Actually, if you look in the background, that's not a wall. That's the old Aswan Dam that you see there. That was built, I think, in 1902. In any case, this is a spectacular sight in the day, and at night they have an incredible. They have a sound and light show. We usually don't recommend sound and light shows, but this one is phenomenal
The
because
Philae
you
Sound and Light Show
actually,
is worth it. Yes.
yeah, you actually walk around. You actually walk around the whole island. So every chapter is in a different location. And they just opened up the roof, so you can actually climb and walk on the roof of the pylons there.
Sometimes our are not doing the very good sound and light show now because we go to a special dining place on an island that overlooks Philae at night, and we hear and sort of can glimpse the sound and light show from another island. It's kind of fun. Aswan is such a wonderful place. There's a massive spice bazaar. So you can go get special fabrics, any type of essence, special herbs and spices there, saffron and cinnamon and fresh. All of this stuff is really great to do.
And we always go at night on one of those Arab dhows that you see there. No motors at all to save you. It's they're expert sailors. These are expert sailors as they move that single-sailed boat, dhow, across the Nile. And you see there to your right, we like to do this. This is for those coffee drinkers, if you like really good, strong coffees, Turkish coffee and things like that. This is Nubian coffee.
Nubian food
It's
is
along those
different.
lines.
Yep. Yeah, Nubian coffee. Bit of cinnamon in, isn't it? Or cardamom?
They add that into the coffee.
Abu Simbel, we actually do by road. You definitely, when I'm doing custom itineraries and people don't have a lot of time, I'll sometimes suggest just fly down, get in, get out. But we take it's 3 hours down and 3 hours back. But we stop for lunch at this wonderful Nubian restaurant, and we tell stories on the way down, and we learn hieroglyphs, and we learn about this temple. But give us a really quick background of Abu Simbel, Francois.
Well, first of all, I was going to say the reason we do that is because you're up at 4:30 in the morning to take an early morning flight with several flights out, and it's extremely crowded. So we do it after all that big crowd has moved on. So sometimes we get the site all to ourselves. These are phenomenal. Again, this site was carved and moved 200 feet higher because of the flooding. You're looking at Lake Nasser right there. That's the lake behind the High Aswan Dam. And beautiful, beautiful sculpture, like I said, cut into the rock. There's actually two temples. Ramses, obviously the second you see right there.
This is Francois with his brothers showing you the sizes of the statues. So it's three brothers.
And yeah, and it's then there's the other temple. It's also interesting too, a very historical. A lot of for those of you who are interested in ancient history, there's Greek and Roman lettering carved onto the legs, including an expedition that was done in about 500 BC to destroy the Nubian kingdoms. The king, Ptah II, had hired some Greek mercenaries to do that. But they're beautiful, exquisite temple. The big one actually is almost a propaganda machine for a famous battle called the Battle of Kadesh. And this little one that you're looking at is for his lovely wife that predeceased him by quite a few years. I don't
40
think she was.
years, 50
I
years.
don't. Yeah, she didn't. She wasn't. I don't think she wasn't able to see this finished, I
No,
believe.
she wasn't. Anyway, that's everything. Francois could talk forever, so could I about Abu Simbel, but we must move on. So definitely don't miss Abu Simbel temples. It's that group that I showed you talking about how safe it was. They loved everything on the tour. They saw everything, but a lot of them said their favorite thing was Abu Simbel. So don't miss it. The deluxe Nile cruise is always a beautiful, restful highlight. We pick our boats very carefully. There's lots of boats on the Nile, and there's about 3 or 4 different levels of what they call deluxe. And I know because I've been on, inspected some boats, and I said, no, this is not good enough. So we're very particular. So we always choose, we're using the Akamar right now, it's the Nesta St. George. Some of the Movenpick boats are good. But beautiful food, lovely, relaxing experience. And yes, and our March tour, we're going to the Sonesta St. George. That will be absolutely lovely. One of the most beautiful boats on the Nile. And it includes all meals and nightly entertainment when you're on the boat. And you just pay a tip at the end. So if you're going on a Nile cruise, it's customary you pay $10 per person per night at tip at the end. That means a 3-night cruise, $30 per person, a 4-night cruise, $40 per person. There is my tipping tip. From the boat, you tour Greco-Roman temples, such as Kamambo, the double temple of Sobek, and Horus, an older version of Horus. And the temple is right on the Nile, and you usually get there at dusk or at dawn, very late in the day or early in the day, depending on which way you're traveling. And you just walk off the ship and you go in this beautiful sandstone temple. Interesting fact, it was built during the Ptolemaic periods with the help of elephants to move the stones, right, Francois?
Yes, that's right. That's the Greeks introduced elephants not just in building construction but also in warfare. One of their big battles was their victory in the Battle of Raphia against the Seleucid dynasties in the Middle East.
And of course, they worship the crocodiles, the god Sobek, because he controlled the waters of the Nile. And they actually had crocodiles in antiquity at this temple, and they have mummified crocodiles you can visit in the museum there. Edfu Temple is the most complete, perfect temple. It's also a Ptolemaic temple, later period. You get there by Kalesh. You know, I don't love the Kaleshes, the drivers. I usually arrange taxis for our group because I'm an animal lover and I don't think the horses are that well taken care of, but that's traditionally how you get there. But look at this perfect temple, right, Francois?
Yes, and what they've been doing over the last year, it's
Oh,
getting
that's
its
not right.
first. That's not it. It's getting its first cleaning. Um, in the past, you used to walk into the temple, especially in the second part, right, and it's all blackened with soot from centuries of use, and all the colors are coming back out.
Yeah, but I don't have pictures inside, so we're going to skip forward to Dendera. And this is a temple that we always include, and I really think it shouldn't be missed. It's about an hour and a half north of Luxor, and it's fantastic. And look at this place. This was during Cleopatra's time. It was started by her father, Ptolemy the 12th, who had some financial problems. And then it's going into the Roman era. So this incredible hypostyle hall was built, wasn't it, Francois, during the time of Tiberius? But I don't think Tiberius was there, was he?
No, not at all. This obviously is all built by Egyptian craftsmen, engineers, and architects. But it was but the early Julio-Claudian emperors in Rome helped finance the building of these temples. And that didn't happen. That stopped happening after the first century. So very fortunate because these temples have withstood the test of time, and they've just been cleaned. And so you can see these are the original colors. It's not repainted.
What are we
And
looking at, though? What are they looking at on the scene?
well, we're looking at the zodiacs. Actually, there's a zodiac on the inside of this hypostyle hall, and there's also a circular zodiac on the roof. But that one, even though it's been replaced, was
There
stolen
it
by the
is, right
French in
there.
1820. Yeah,
You
there
can
it
see
is.
in the
That's that
bottom.
black, and but that's what I mean. The temples that haven't been cleaned, or the portions that haven't been cleaned, are covered with soot like that. And so what the Egyptians have been doing over the last few years is they have been just literally cleaning their temples, and restoring what they can. And so this is a perfect time to travel to see these temples in what is going to be their closest, to their original form.
I'm just going to skip over and I'm going to get us to Luxor and talk about the sights of Luxor quickly. We're coming up on an hour. I don't want to go too long. Just when you come to Luxor, be aware this is such an incredible place. Thebes of 100 gates is what Homer called it. You've got an east bank and you've got a west bank. Generally, the hotels are on the east bank. It's the bank of the living, where the temples for the gods are. What is the West Bank? It's the land of the dead, where the sun sets, where you have the Valley of the Kings, the tombs of the kings, and the memorial temples of the dead kings. So East and West. You'll be touring a lot in the West, but there's two incredible temples in the East. We stay at a beautiful hotel, the Steigenberger, generally. We've stayed at the Winter Palace as well. I love this hotel. It's very open. It's proximity to everything. And there's a lovely promenade. And anyway, it's wonderful. We like to take little boats and go over and visit special places like the Village of the Workers and see special tombs of the nobles and Colossi of Memnon, Medinet Habu, and look at our picture in the center. We love to go and have drinks in the old Winter Palace if we're not staying there. It's very, very special. I love that place. So here, for instance, Deir el-Medina is incredible little tombs. These are the tombs of the workers that built the Valley of the Kings. This is what it looks like inside. Francois, do you want to take a shot at what they're looking at? Or you don't have to.
Exactly. No, exactly. What you're seeing are the whole process of mummification and resurrection, and what they hope the afterlife was to be. So you see them relaxing, listening to someone playing a harp. That this is a bit of religious imagery. This is not a rabbit; it's actually a cat slaying Apophis the snake. Here we are with Osiris. All right, this is the Lord of the underworld, the Lord of eternal life. So here they are enjoying themselves. There he is. There's Horus with the breath of life. And this is actually very, very unique. Some of these tombs have the weirdest imagery. I mean, this could have been painted just as modern. This is like a triple Anubis or triple
Triple Anubis.
jackals.
They're very creative. Because one of the benefits coming on our tours is you'll always have three experts. You get an amazing guide. You get myself and you get Francois. The guides don't crawl into these little tombs. They don't go into Abu Simbel tombs, the temples. They often have to describe outside and then you're on your own. So we always can go in with you and tell you what's going on. We also know the incredible places. You've got to see the tomb of Senefer, the tomb of the vineyards, right, Francois?
Yeah, this is what he was hoping in the afterlife. You know, yeah, the tomb is actually like walking underneath a pergola full of grapes.
Amazing. This is just one example of these special tombs. Valley of the Kings, you always get 3 tombs in the Valley of the Kings. There's different levels of difficulty. What I recommend is buying a little, it's probably about $5 more to go into KV9, the tomb of Ramses 5-6. It's an extra admission ticket, but it is fantastic tomb. And it's also the reason, because it's so massive, it's the reason why, one of the reasons why Tutankhamun's tomb lay hidden, because the workmen's huts for the builders of this tomb, and it kind of was over top of it, it lay hidden for so many millennia. This is just an idea of what it looks like inside. Really good tomb to go in, but you'll get 3 included with your ticket. Here is Tutankhamun. About $10 extra gets you in to see the Boy King. It might have gone up to 25 now, but there's only one painted room in the tomb, but still to be in this place is pretty special. But look at the sarcophagus is there. Mismatched lid, by the way. I don't think they were ready for his funeral. And very interesting. Lots of mysteries around this tomb. But the saddest thing is Tutankhamun is still there, lying there on a plank with some guard shining a cell phone light in his face. We visited, this was taken in 2022, and he's still there. So yes, you can go in and pay a visit to Tut. Poor thing. And what do you love about Luxor Temple, Francois?
For me, this is almost the perfect little temple of the New Kingdom. It's missing an obelisk, as you can see, the right one's missing, and that's the obelisk that has been transported and is now sitting in La Place de la Concorde in Paris. We see it at dusk. This is what makes it special. This is such a magical place, a very spiritual place. And you see, it's just beautiful. The color of the stone changes with dusk, and we see it at dusk and at night. Actually, a very special visit. There it is in the background, actually, where they were on the 2nd floor of a local pizza shop. And there's the temple. You could see the temple in the background there. And
One of our special little restaurant finds for cheap eats in Luxor that is absolutely delicious. I think this meal was like about $5. I don't know. Very, very cheap. A booty break. Don't miss a balloon ride. It's so exciting. And I think I have a video. Let's just play the quick video of the balloon trip. It is now retailing at about $225 to go. You might get it for less. We are sailing 100 feet above Western Thebes in this incredible balloon ride. Right now sailing over top of Medinet Habu, the last great temple of Egypt of Ramses III. And in front of me, you see the beautiful, fertile banks of Luxor, where all the agriculture is grown. But we're very, very high on this balloon. Huge. We just sailed over Deir el-Bahari. And wonderful views from high above the West Bank. The only negative is you have to get up at 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. because you're coming.
It's actually 1,000 feet, but that's.
I know. I was all excited. I said the wrong number. Anyway, very quickly, I'm doing a lecture on Karnak Temple tomorrow. I'm in the middle of doing a temples course. Anyway, it's just Karnak Temple so complicated. Every single king over 2,000 years built here, the home of the god Amun, and that incredible hypostyle hall, Francois, that has had its colors restored, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the largest temple complex in the world. I mean, sometimes Angkor Wat will come up, but that's a series of temples. This is the largest temple, built over a period of about almost 2,000 years, actually.
And we were there in 2021 when they were restoring the colors inside. And we saw them working in that 50-degree heat at noon. And there were women up there restoring the colors. This was incredible. So what was the outcome of this restoration work? Yeah. They've cleaned the dirt off. It's beautiful. But even now, as our guide says, like a couple of years later, it's starting to get
a couple of years later and a couple of dust storms later.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go through everything we're doing in Middle Egypt in March. We do have one lady share. I'm just going to skip through these slides. There's the Maydoun Pyramid. There is the Beni Hassan, incredible things you can see in the middle of Egypt where we're going on some of our tours. We'll do this, or I can do a tour for you that includes this. Tel El Amarna, I did archaeology there. I know the archaeologists, so we do special things in this area. We'll do that in March. It's very special to get into Middle Egypt. Not every tour does it. And then there's Abydos, which is an incredible temple as well. But you can ask us about this separately. I just want to make sure for time where we're at with our tours. We have our October tour. If you're last minute, or I can check if you email me. Grand tour, I've only got one lady share left. We're out of rooms. It's going to be 16, 17 people. And then November 2nd is open. And so please contact me if you'd like to join. March 2027 will be coming soon. Get your name on the priority mailing list. My tours usually sell out. I can also do custom tours. And what have I got here? Oh, I wanted to show you what people are saying about our tours. And then I'm going to answer your questions and tell you about the Grand Egyptian Museum. This is very short. This is our multicultural group.
I'm blown away. But what you guys as a team brought together, it is incredible. I mean, I'd highly recommend this to anybody.
And we got so much extra little tidbits that you'd never get on any other tour. That was phenomenal.
Trip of a lifetime. Can't say enough positive things about it.
It was just an incredible experience to be part of that. Absolutely terrific.
The way you arranged practically the itinerary trip exceeded our expectations.
Come to Egypt, it's very nice. It's very safe and you're going to enjoy it.
I enjoyed this trip. It was very interesting. It was very well organized, nice and pleasure trip.
He came directly from Romania.
Yes, we had some Romanians, we had some
yeah.
South Asians, we had some Jamaicans, we had some Canadians, some Americans. It was a really fun group. And there's some of our testimonials. People generally say it was our favorite tour, best tour they've ever gone. Even very experienced travelers often tell us this is in our top trip or our top 3. So we like to exceed everyone's expectations. In depth for thinking travelers. How do we compare? We think we give more value in what we do. We have archaeology encounters. We're capped at small numbers, luxury and unique experiences. So with all that said, what does it include? Usually 14 nights, going in depth, most of your meals, your guides, your transfers, your drivers, everything. And that is all I'm going to say, except for to tell you that I'm just going to skip down over all of these commercials on our tours because I've got no space left on that one. But if you're interested, email me, laura@ancientegyptalive.com or info@ancientegyptalive.com. By the way, a lot of people choose to go to Jordan right before or after the trip. We also do an Alexandria extension before. Everybody seems to do it. So the Jordan tour is on my website as well. It's great price, really good price.
Yeah, there's
Actually,
something
that's
for everyone. Dead Sea Swim, as you see at the bottom, Crusader Castle, Cap de Montréal, and also we get a Jeep tour of the Wadi Rum. That's the location where Lawrence of Arabia was filmed.
Absolutely.
So it's an exceptional tour in Jordan.
Yeah, $500 actually is our deposit now, but our tours return to Cairo to visit the Grand Egyptian Museum now. November 4th is the date it's supposed to open. We're going to be there November 8th, so watch my YouTube. And it is the largest archaeological museum in the world. We got in on a soft opening here. Ramses rising out of water meets you. It is incredible. The rays of the sun actually hit the statue February 22nd and October 22nd, Ramses' coronation day and birthday, just as it does at Abu Simbel. Tutankhamun's complete collection, even objects that they just found in the basement of the Cairo Museum, have been restored. They'll never travel the world again. They're going to be complete in 2 halls at this museum. So that is all I have to say. I'm going to, oh yeah, I've got a Pharaoh's Feast happening, but I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to stop the share And let's
It's
just
just,
shut
yeah,
and
you
cancel.
wanna unmute everyone. There's just one question, Laura.
Yeah,
Are you going to cover what to pack and other prep tips?
I can certainly do so. Why don't I do that now? Oh my goodness, I'm so fuzzy on this camera. What to pack? I actually have, when you book my tours, I give you a 40-page prep list. Um, it depends when you're going. I tend to bring layers if you're going in the time period like around now. Definitely, well, you know what, the one thing, you have to bring comfortable shoes, sun hat, sunglasses, sunscreen. We had a lady who only had these little pumps on. It's a rugged country. And also don't just bring sandals. You want shoes that are covered because there's sandy ground, uneven surfaces. So I would say tip number one, good walking shoes that can handle that are
Closed
pervious
toe.
to sand, closed-toed, a sun hat, sunscreen. Bring bring vitamin C powder because I often get a scratchy throat and I just use emergency or NRC to kick that. Bring a probiotic, take probiotics because the food is different there. Um, you don't have, you bring USD because it's a USD culture. And so, you know, everything is in USD currency. Be prepared to tip your guide $10 to $12 a day and your driver $3 to $5 a day.
But we cover all the other tips, all
But
the
we, in our
backsheesh.
tour, you'll have to cover more if you're not on a tour like ours. Is there anything else that you would want to need to know to pack? Uh,
Some of the ladies, hon.
mhm. Oh,
Some of the ladies, right?
what,
It's in
covering
terms
your
of,
shoulders?
yeah, that's about it.
Don't have mini skirts
Or
or, you know,
low cut
strappy dresses.
tops.
Yeah, just be modest in your attire. It's a Muslim country, so you would want to dress for a Muslim country and modestly. I hope that helped, Kat. Was that helpful? Is Kat still with us? I'm not sure. Did anyone have any other questions? We know so much about this country. So please, you can also, anyone can unmute and ask us anything you would like, you've always wanted to know about this country or travel
Why
there.
don't you, why don't you unmute everyone, hon?
I'm trying to, yes. Anyone can unmute themselves and ask or write in the chat box. Yes.
What about visas that are required and
Thank you.
vaccinations?
Thank you so much. Okay. Visas last year was a nightmare for Canadians, not Americans, because El-Sisi, the president of Egypt, Prime Minister, was mad at Trudeau. So we had such a problem. We had to get to the Montreal consulate and apply ahead and get visas. Usually that's not the case, and it's not anymore. Do not apply online for a visa if you're American, if you're Canadian, if you're English, whatever. You get off the plane. You go through customs, you go up to a wicket, and you pay 25 USD, and they give you your visa. It's as simple as that. Everyone goes through that. You don't have to do anything in advance. In terms of vaccinations and different things, Hep A and B, they say typhus. I don't have anything special. Now, if you're going on a rugged out into the staying at 2 or 3-star hotels and taking risks, you might need some more. But you're usually going on a first class tour to Egypt. I don't really tell my travelers to have anything else. Rosie, yes, small denominations. I like to go to the bank and give me 21s
You'll
because you're
need
going to be
more,
tipping,
yeah.
well,
You should
50
have
get it.
more ones than that. One is kind of a standard a tipping, but you could also use local Egyptian currency. It's about almost 50 Egyptian pounds per $1. It's about 48 or 50.
Yeah.
So you can use that, but important to note that you buy Egyptian pounds, but you can't sell them. They won't take them back.
Yeah,
So
if
if
you
you
get,
buy Egyptian pounds,
don't
spend
change
them
too
in
much
Egypt,
over.
but you can use local currency as well. But the economies all run on USD, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Colin is asking, what's roughly the total cost? It depends on which trip. Say we're talking about November 2026, which I hope people might be interested in. $65.95 USD. Now it works out, I think it's about 400 and something per person per day, 450 per day. It's not a bad amount. What does that include? Does not include your international flights because people come from everywhere. but it includes your internal flights. Sometimes there's two of them, Luxor, Cairo to Aswan, Luxor to Cairo. It includes most of your meals. We're very generous. No one ever goes hungry. We go to really interesting places, all-inclusive cruise. It includes a lot of the annoying tipping along the way, all of your guiding, all of your admissions. The only touring that we don't include is the balloon trip, which is optional, and a camel ride. Everything else, all of the sites I've mentioned are included with guiding. So we call it an almost all-inclusive, except for international air and a couple of meals. But it's not expensive once you're there, and we feed you so well with breakfasts and lunches. The breakfasts are incredible there. Lunches, we have a couple of really unique dinners. You've got all your meals on the cruise. So, does that answer your question, Colin? I hope so.
Could I just add something for Colin?
Yes.
It lives in Newfoundland. There's, from where you're located, there's two easy ways of getting there. I don't know if you still have flights from St. John's to London. I know they used to be pre-COVID. I'm not sure anymore. And then you can go straight from London to Egypt, BA or Egypt Air. There's, I think, 4 flights a day out of those two. Another option is flying to Toronto, and Toronto has an Egypt Air direct flight. Or is it out of Montreal now? I think it's out of Toronto. There's one out of Toronto and goes direct to Cairo. Egypt Air, bang, bang, done.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, Colin, I hope you might consider joining us. That would be great. We have so much fun. And Rosie, as well,
Are tips
US,
better in
they like
US or
US.
local?
They love US dollars, but you can do either. I think, just keep as much in US dollars. They'll be very happy. It's accepted everywhere. That's what I would say. It's usually just go to the bank, get a bunch of US, and you'll be good. And how about, may I just ask my dear, Jean, that's nice. I see that you've popped in. Good to see you. And I was going to see if Donna, did you have any questions?
Well, I asked about the visa and vaccinations.
Oh,
and
you
then
did.
covered the flights there. You've covered tipping. I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, you know
And
what?
you said a $500 deposit?
Yes, $500 deposit would be what we need. And again, I think that you will find you'll get a lot of value on our tours. And compared to it's funny, this is a new concept. When I work with a travel agent who will do your booking. So I don't get involved in taking the money. I will have calls. I consult with everyone who's booking a tour with me. I'll talk to you about the tour. If you're serious, if you've got more questions. In fact, if you want to make another phone call with me to ask specifics about what you want, I'm happy to do that. I do this with all my travelers, but I don't take your credit cards. I work with travel agents who actually told me, oh, this is very good. This is only about a 450 per day per diem. And so it puts it in perspective. Evidently, I heard that luxury tours are about 1,000 a day. So this really skews very well when you're getting a deluxe 5-star all the way through. So yeah, anyway,
One more, hon. One more.
can you bring I can't suggest which probiotics. I just ordered something on Amazon, François. I'm really into AG1. Have you heard of these green energy drinks? I didn't get sick at all last trip. Sometimes I get a scratchy throat. So we take these green drinks. They're called different things. We do AG1, and they're just powder, and you get travel packs, and it gives you all your nutrients for the day, and they have probiotics in them. But I also think a good health food store travel probiotic would be good. So,
You know what?
hello, Yvonne.
And what's interesting is, and it's a common drink in the Middle East, and it's kefir. Kefir is pure probiotics.
Yes, but you can't bring your kefir to Egypt, François.
No, but you can have it there.
Yeah, well.
Anyway,
bringing probiotics is good. Oh, yes, Yvonne is coming with us if she's from New York. Nice that you tuned in. We must be getting very excited. Less than a month to go. Can you spell that? Kefir?
Yeah, Kefir.
Kefir. And I take
I have some in the fridge.
I think it's like lassi and all that stuff. It's just
Oh, AG1 maybe she's talking about.
maybe.
Oh, you
I
take
like
AG1.
AG1. Anyway, there's other type. There's something called Huel in the States. There's different
Yeah.
products, but we've been on this stuff for almost a year now. We really like it. So
Yeah, AG1's from, I think, New Zealand originally. And what was the one called that we ran into in Florida? It was called what?
Huel.
Huel?
Yeah. Anyway, Huel's another one.
H-H-U-E-L?
It's not
I
available in
think.
Canada though. Anyway, I really thank you for your time. It's if there's anyone else who would like more information, I will do a follow-up to this webinar. And Gina, does anyone else would anyone else be interested in joining us in 2026 or 27 or any other time? Let us know. And we hope we piqued your curiosity. And thank you very much for being with us tonight and spending some time.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.